Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 87. Very rainy, wet workout today. The weather decided to just completely piss it down while I was doing this warm-up. I'm not really fazed by rain, to be honest. I've worked out in the rain for years now. It doesn't really bother me that much. If it rains, you get wet. It's not a big deal, but it did bother me that the floor was slippery, so I wasn't going to be able to do full approach jumps for this jump session. And as some of you guys know who watch the channel regularly, I was planning on making this day like a day when I would retest my max vertical jump, but because of the slipperiness on the floor, I wasn't able to do full approach jumps, so I only did off-vert testing. And I'm going to spoil it for you guys. It was a really shit jump session. I think I actually jumped lower than I did on the last test. Now, I have no idea why. I've been really consistent with my training. I know as of late, I haven't been in the best place with my training, emotionally, just, everything wise, I suppose. There's probably that. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but, it is very frustrating when you've been putting in work for an extended period of time. 10 weeks isn't a short period of time. It depends on which context you look at it in, but I've been doing this program for 10 weeks, and I would kind of hope that at this point that I'd be making some decent progress consistently. Even on bad days, I should be jumping higher than I was at the start of the program. That's kind of what I would hope, but there's your hopes, and then there's actual reality. I tried my best today, did my best warm-up, went through the normal routine that I would for a jumping day, and I just didn't jump high. That's the reality of the situation. And obviously I'm in two minds about it. In one mind, I'm like, this is stupidly frustrating, this is like utmost failure. I feel like a complete, unathletic loser, not able to jump high. I'm putting all this effort and time and energy into trying to improve my athleticism, and I'm actually jumping lower now. I'm just like, what the fuck? But on the other hand, it's moments like these where you figure out who you really are. It's these moments where you've been hit with a setback, you've been hit with some kind of failure, some kind of adversity, and you can really show life what you're made of. And I think at this point, I genuinely think a lot of people would quit. I think if anyone got to this point where they'd invested this much time and energy into improving their vertical jump, or improving some aspect of their fitness, or even just life in general, they're this deep into it, 87 days in, and yet they still haven't made the progress that they want to. They're still not that close to dunking on 10 feet by the state of this jump session. Who else would continue at this point? Who would have the gumption to just continue and carry on pushing? And it's that thought is the only thought that's keeping me going right now, because it is so damn depressing and frustrating that I'm not jumping higher. And maybe I'm just worrying about it too much. Maybe I got in my head too much about it. But as soon as I measured this top one as 10'2", I realized I wasn't getting anywhere near touching that top one. So max vert today probably was, you can see me getting really angry there, I was barely touching, maybe 10 foot, 10'1" at the most, whereas last time I touched 10'4". So pretty shit jump session. But obviously I'm not going to stop trying. That is what commitment means. So follow along with the journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.